Welcome back. You know, I saw this video of Biden try to divide the nation even more by going to a black colleges or HBCU, historical black colleges, and try to say that white supremacy is a single threat, the number one threat, right? Number one issue. And that's just a bunch of ish, right? A bunch of ish. White supremacy is not the number one threat, right? The number one threat to America is the Democratic Party and its liberal ideology. Those are the number one threat, right? White supremacy, right? I grew up as I'm growing up. I never experienced any white supremacy, right? The only white supremacy that I experiences are from the liberal Democrats. Those are the true racists out there. The liberal Democrats. If I say that, a liberal Democrat can comment on this video, say, oh, this, that, and third, you just, right? Try to shame me, use all these tactics, which prove my point that they are the true number one threats. They are the racists, the number one racists, right? Not understanding that their party, the Democrats, they came from the racist group, the KKK, right? But as I'm growing up, when it comes to the right, I never experienced any white supremacy from the right. No, I never experienced that. I never encountered that, and I don't believe that. The white supremacy is Joe Biden. He's the real supremacist. He's the one that went to a Klan member funeral, Robert Byrd. Isn't he a white guy? Last time I checked, Joe Biden was a white guy, right? Tell me that. Isn't Joe Biden white? Right? The sheer hypocrisy, the thing he said. The white supremacy, the number one threat, not realizing that he's a white man who's from the Democratic Party who founded the KKK. So basically he's self-admitting that he's the number one threat, which is the liberal Democratic Party. Right? Which I agree, the liberal Democrat is the number one threat. The number one threat because it's trying to take away your rights from you, try to take your free speech from you, try to take away your voting rights from you, try to put you in more oppressions. Alright? They implement all this policy which was introduced by the Democratic liberals. They're the number one threat. Right? So he tried to conflate that the white supremacists are correlated to right-wing activists, right? Which I have no negative experience with no right-winger, right? There are people with common sense. They mind their own business. They don't go out of their way to cause havoc, right? And so they try to correlate. They try to frame it by having this group called the Patriot Fronts, which is proven to be a bunch of feds. And most of these feds are white liberals, right? Most of these federal agents, they have liberal ideologies. Most of these federal agents are Democrats, and Democrats are mainly for bigger government. Why do you think these Democrats do not want to stop spending? Why do you think they don't want to manage the budget? Because most of their funding is going to the big government, which big government is usually consists of white liberals. The liberals are for big government, and they're usually white, and they're usually the racist one. But you are a minority, you have no purpose of joining the Democratic Party. As a minority, Asian, blacks, Hispanic, whatever you are, right? You have no reason to join the Democratic Party because they're going against your favor. Have you had any common sense as an Asian, black, Hispanic? Did you do your research? Have you opened a book and look at the history of the Democratic Party? Have that ever occurred to your mind? Have that ever occurred to your mind to do your research? Where is the origin? What is the origin of the Democratic Party? Why are you so blinded by them? Why are you so lazy to do your research and look over the past? The Democrats have always been a traitor. They always been a domestic terrorist. They always causing all this mess that's happening in the world right now. The most of the problem are caused by the liberal Democrats. They're the number one threat to America. And they try to say white supremacists and try to make a correlation between white supremacists and people on the right. How is white supremacists connected to people in the right when minorities have conservative point of view? They try to say conservative are white supremacists. What? There's no black conservative? There's no Asian conservative? There's no Hispanic conservative? How can black, Asian, and Hispanic be conservative and white supremacists at the same time? That doesn't make any sense. Right? I have black friends who's conservative, so what? Since he's conservative, he's a white supremacist? Does that make sense? I have Hispanic people that's conservative. Does that make the Hispanic person a white supremacist? I'm Asian, and I have conservative belief. Does that make me a white supremacist? Does that make sense? The argument does not make sense. These liberal Democrats think we're stupid. Just because most of us don't go to the Ivy League colleges, live in those ivory towers, they think we're stupid. Most of the terrorists and traitors that's in this country are the Liberal Democrat Party. They are the traitors. They are the most un-American people. All the things they do, they never want to embrace the flag. They never want to embrace the American flag. They never want to associate themselves with the national anthem or nothing. To me, they are the terrorists. They are the domestic terrorists. These liberal Democrats. They are an un-American group of people. Right? I'm going as far as say most of them are, right? But it's going to get to the point where I'm going to lose no patience. I'm going to say all of them. All white liberals are racist. Right? If you prove me wrong. I just want them to prove me wrong. Right? It's going to come to a point where I'm going to lose all patience and call them all of them like that. And right now, I still have the patience. I still have some hope that some of these Democrats will learn from their mistakes. But how many more BS do they have to see for them to admit it? It's common sense. You see it in your plain view. See how corrupt the FBI is. See how corrupt the Department of Justice is. And they're infiltrated by the white liberal Democrats. And you can't come to a conclusion and admit to it. How can you be so loyal to a party that don't respect you? Right? They don't care about the constituents. These politicians, these Democratic politicians, they don't care about you. They don't care about nobody but themselves. They're selfish. They're easily to be corrupted. Why do you think most of the mafia out there, they're Democrats? They're no good, do-for-nothing Democrats. That's more racist than anybody else. The party of the Nazi, the party of the Antifa, which is a Nazi organization. And for Joe Biden to say that, to gaslight the black community like that, he is an idiot. He is the real white supremacist. When he made that speech in the black HBCU, right? He's telling that he's the racist. They don't care about black people. Joe Biden don't care about black people. Kamala Harris don't care about black people. She's more Asian than blacks. And she's not even American. Right? I'm questioning her. She was raised most of her life in Canada. That's why she is so liberal. Yeah, but at the end of the day, these white liberals, they're the main threat. These white supremacist white liberals. Right? White liberals are the real white supremacists. You need to get that in your skulls, that these Democrats, these white liberal Democrats, are not to be trusted. These limousine liberals. Right? I never meet or encounter any conservative white supremacists at all. They're for freedom. and individual rights and small government. Small government are bound to be corrupt. Why do you think? Why do you think the Democrat Party favor big government so much? Right? There is no such thing. I don't want to say no such thing. I have not encountered a conservative white supremacist. None. So thereby, I don't think white supremacists are a threat as much as these illegal immigrants are, as much as these liberal white are. Liberal white liberals, Democrats. They're more a threat than to American people than what Joe Biden espouted at the Black HBCU campus and saying all these stuff. But let me know you agree. If I missed something, leave your comment below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll be back with another episode. On that note, guys, peace and blessings.